Welcome to the review on the Arkham Asylum Joker by Hot Toys, based on the Joker from the highly popular Arkham series of games. We saw a teaser of this figure in a photograph by Hot Toys some years ago, and it's taken a long time for this one to come out. Sometimes it does with these things. As you can see, they're very detailed and a lot of work goes into them. So sometimes you can't really hold it against Hot Toys for taking a while to bring a figure to us. The main thing is here, was it worth the wait? Yes, it was, and I'll tell you why during this review. But as you can see just from looking at him, that is one hell of a 1/6 scale figure. The tailoring, the proportions of the body, the head sculpt is insane in more ways than one, and I just love it. So far, I'm just really having a good time with this figure, and I look forward to telling you all about it. So you've got the Arkham Knight here, the Arkham City Batman here, and the Arkham Asylum Joker. So all three of the Rocksteady, is it Rocksteady? I forget, yeah. Rocksteady company, the guys who make these games, we've got a representation of someone from each game now, apart from Arkham Origins that was handled by a different studio, and I believe there was another one as well. I can't remember for the life of me right now which console that was on. I remember playing a demo of it where you get to see how Batman meets Catwoman. Speaking of Catwoman, that's the one I would want the most from Hot Toys next, and Harley Quinn as well, either from Arkham Asylum or Arkham City or Arkham Knight, I don't care. But when it comes to the Catwoman figure, I really want the one from Arkham City. That was the best Catwoman ever to date. So you never know, we might get some more characters from this series of games from Hot Toys. I really think that would be wise for them to do that. I mean, imagine Dr. Freeze by Hot Toys, that would be insane. There's others as well. They've already done the Arkham Knight actually, Slash the Red Hood, forgot about him. That's the one I don't have. I didn't like the character in the game at all, so I don't have any intention of buying that one, but the figure itself as a figure does look very impressive. So let's get stuck into it. Let's show this Joker with some other characters. Let's get into it, see what he can do. I'll splice in some little bits of photography, different poses, stuff like that. We'll have some fun. Stick with me. Let's go deep. Alright, let's take a look at the head sculpt, and I'm going to do this in two little sections. One like I'm doing right now without the light on the camera shining right in his face, and then I'll pause it, turn the torch on the camera, and we'll get a really brightly lit look at his face and all the details on it. But first, I like the more shadowy kind of dark and moody kind of look. Now I've just literally got this handy little torch, well, little wall light. I think you can put it on a wall. It's battery operated, just got a little switch there. And it's handy for just getting a little bit of extra light where I need it to be when I'm doing my photography, and indeed when I'm doing my little reviews for you people. Oh, by the way, before I forget, little shout out to Arkham Toys, is that his name? God, he left me a comment saying if I could shout him out, and I think his name is Toys of Arkham, is that it? Dude, there's your shout out, thanks for watching. Awesome head sculpt. The exaggerated features of this video game version of the Clown Prince of Crime, it just blows me away. I've got no complaints with this head sculpt. I think it's amazing. Look at the chin, look at the eyes. Got the torch shining up underneath to kind of get the glint of life in the eyes. It makes his teeth look really real. The hair sculpt, look at the way the detail on his skin above his eyebrow. Just trying to find my finger, there it is. Look at the wrinkles around the eye. Just love the way that's done. I think the side profile on this guy is probably his strongest angle, even though from the front there's no complaints at all. But from this kind of side profile shot, I don't know, that's my favorite angle to look at him from so far. And yeah, the hair is certainly impressive. It's a very interesting style for the Joker, but it works. It is a video game exaggerated features version after all, voiced by the amazingly talented Mark Hamill. And gosh, it's just weird, you know, Luke Skywalker all those years later would end up being the best Joker ever to a lot of people. Obviously Heath Ledger, his performance, you know, what can you say? Incredible. I love it. It's a toss-up for me between Heath Ledger's Joker and Mark Hamill's Joker, even though Mark Hamill was just a voice, and you know, Heath Ledger was the full package as the Joker. I can't write off Mark Hamill. I'm always battling in my mind when I think about it, who's the best between the two. And there's no doubt about it. When I think of what the Joker sounds like in my head, I hear Mark Hamill's voice, and flawless performance in Arkham Asylum, again in Arkham City, and then he came back, spoiler alert, in Arkham Knight and just blew the roof off it. It was amazing. Going around Arkham Knight, and my favourite thing to do in that game, in any Batman game, is just doing my own thing and patrolling the city in my own time and doing my thing. And the Joker in Arkham Knight was, in Batman's head, and everywhere he went, the Joker was there as well. If Batman grappled up to the rooftop, Joker would already be up there waiting for him, just, mocking him and telling him stories and reminding him of past encounters. Amazing. But yeah, Mark Hamill as the Joker, just amazing. Really, really love him. I'm so glad to finally have a Mark Hamill Joker in the collection. And obviously you've got your two Kevin Conroy Batmans here. Quite a lot of folks out there are after some Arkham Origins figures. The suit that Batman wore in that game was really, really nice. I did like it. And the way the Joker looked, he wasn't played by Mark Hamill in Arkham Origins. His name's escaping me right now. The comment section's gonna light up about that one. You go ahead. What's his name? Troy? Something? Troy Baker? I don't know. That name just appeared in my brain just now. I think that's him actually. But yeah, I do love the Arkham games. And when Arkham Knight was done and dusted, I did think to myself, the next logical step for Rocksteady would to be, to do a Superman game. The thing about Superman is, and this is straying off topic a little bit, but I'm going to say it now before I forget. The interesting thing about trying to do a really good Superman game is the only enemies that Superman can fight in a video game where he can truly unleash his full power and you can have fun playing him is if he's fighting robots or aliens, because Superman, you can't be Superman in a video game punching people into space. It's not going to fly. People aren't going to be happy about it. Someone in this uber sensitive world we've created for ourselves, they're not going to be happy if Superman's punching bank robbers into suns and into orbit. So we'll probably end up with a Superman game at some point, but he will more than likely be punching robots or aliens. But, just give me a world where I get to fly around as Superman, do my thing, and I'm happy. I'm probably going to cut all this out of the review, to be honest, because you're sitting there wondering, why is he talking about Superman when it's a Joker review? Alright, let's just cut out all the rambling and just get straight to the meat here and turn the torch on the camera, shine it right in his face so you can see all that detail. I much preferred the way he looked without the light shining in his face, and I much prefer it when my camera does focus on things that I'm trying to get it to focus on. So don't mess with me today, camera, because I'm not in the mood. I quit smoking 9 days ago and I'm a little bit cranky. So unless this camera wants to go out the window, you best behave yourself. Right, here we are. Side profile, looking good. Yeah, really nice. Definitely preferred the way it looked without this light shining in his face. That was never flattering for the 1/6 scale figures when you shine a big ass light right in their face. Quite the opposite for humans. I find on YouTube you get the movie reviewers, whoever, people blogging and just talking about stuff. You can always see in the reflection of their eye the big circle LED lamps that they have that shine right in their face when they're filming. It does tend to make them look quite well and alive, and doesn't work with 1/6 scale figures though, so I'm going to quickly wrap this bit up because I don't like the way it makes them look. I mean, at least you can see all the detail. Look at all the texture on his skin, and look at the fine work on his hair. Really, really, really impressive. But I definitely think this guy looks better. A little bit more of a moody lighting setup. But no complaints about the head sculpt. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I will say that his eyes do look kind of dark, like a brown color, and on the box behind him they're very much green, like a bright green, his eyes. I'd have to go back and check the video game and make absolutely sure, but wouldn't be the first time Hot Toys get eyes the wrong color. They always get Christian Bale's eyes the wrong color when they do Batman figures. The Maleficent figure of Angelina Jolie, the eyes were not as bright and vibrant as they were in the movie. I had to get a custom paint job done on those. So sometimes, as realistic as Hot Toys' eyes are, that's undeniable, they often bugger up the color of the eye. But they look very real, so what are you going to do? Yeah, sick piece, sick head sculpt. Let me see. Let's just lift that up a bit. Yeah, let the light catch the eyes. Look how alive that is. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Yeah, that is seriously good. No complaints. Okay, we're just taking a look at his suit close up. Go freehand so we can get up close and personal. Love the coattails here on the back. It doesn't seem to be any wire in those. Let me just double check that for you. No, there's no wire in there. He's got a nice chain. And these handcuffs that he comes with are pretty oversized, but again, exaggerated features, exaggerated accessories. It is a video game version of him after all. What's he got on that belt buckle? I think that's a Joker head, or his head. He's got a custom-made belt buckle with his own face on it. That's pretty badass, Mr. J. And always nice when the camera won't focus. Look at the fake leather section on the shoulders here. That does tend to make posing the arms a little bit frustrating. And let me just stop this from turning around for a second and just show you. I don't think this coat or jacket, whatever you want to call it, is removable, because it does seem to be attached from buttons. I think there's just some simple buttons there that you can use, but it's so tight fitting. I mean, he's quite a skinny character and the clothing is very tight fitting to the body, so I wouldn't really want to take this off, because you might have trouble getting this sleeve to come through again, and you'd probably be able to do it, but it would be a real headache. And yeah, as tempting as it was when I was taking some photographs of this guy, I just I don't want to mess with that and take off his coat. But the tailoring is fantastic. His spats are really impressive as well. Like I showed in the True Light review outdoors, they do have kind of like a purple section. Let me just we're not going to have a figure falling over incident this review. I know it always happens, but it's not going to happen today. Okay, it's not happening today. So you got some purple there, you got some black on the tips at the front. The laces are not real laces, they're just molded, part of the sculpt or mold, whatever you want to call it. However, it is, it is what it is. It looks like that. I don't even know what to say, but it does allow for some great articulation, and you're not going to see it anyway, so that's fine. He's got that little patch on his knee, Patch Adams over here, and yeah, nice gloves. Nice pockets. Be careful with your buttons, you don't want them to come off, but so far I've had no troubles. Lovely green bow tie. That flower on his suit looks like it's kind of dying. Yeah, just overall, really nice outfit. Perfectly done. No complaints there either. I do love the sinister blood effect that's on his vest there. Or his shirt. I thought that was a vest for a minute, but no, it is just a shirt. Yeah, seriously cool. There he is. Alright, here he is with Batsy. And I was thinking of the scene in the intro to Arkham Asylum where Batman is leading the Joker into the asylum itself, making sure he gets there in one piece. Well, no, I don't really think Batman cares whether he's in one piece. He just wants to make sure that he gets in there behind those bars and nothing goes wrong. However, if you've played the game, you know that's not quite what works out. It doesn't quite go that way. But, yeah, one thing I do want to say, Hot Toys really missed a trick with this one. It was either just a complete oversight on their part, or cheapness, or laziness, whatever you want to call it. But seeing as this is the iconic Joker from the first Arkham game, what do you think of when you think of that intro? You think of him strapped to that thing as he's being rolled into the asylum. Batman's with him the whole way. Now, I don't know why Hot Toys didn't make that thing for us. I don't know what to call it. I keep wanting to call it a gurney, but that is not what it was. You know what I'm talking about. The thing that the flat kind of thing that he's strapped to with wheels on it, and he's being led into the asylum for the whole intro of Arkham Asylum. So that is the thing I really wish Hot Toys had given us, even if it was plastic. Obviously you'd want something like that to be metal mostly. And maybe there's someone out there who can custom make it for us. Maybe 1/6 Kit or one of those guys out there is going to get on the case and make us that thing so we can strap our Joker to it and have Batman displayed with it. Just like I've got him here. But instead of just standing there, walking into the asylum, it will be game accurate and he'll be strapped to that thing. And it will be happy days for all of us Batman fans. Yep. They do look amazing together. Now, this Batman doesn't have very good articulation, we all know that. However, his articulation is actually better than this more recent Arkham Knight version. But check out the review for him. Check out the review for him. It's all covered in those videos. But it is really nice to finally have these two together. Kevin Conroy as Batman and Mark Hamill as the Joker. It doesn't get much better than that. Just soak that up for a minute. Just look at it. Ooh, yeah. Oh, you missed it. you would have loved that. Those of you out there waiting for a figure to drop so you could hear the now infamous whoa noise, which is a genuine noise. That's what comes out of my face when something like that happens. I don't think about it. I don't plan to drop my expensive figures. It just happens sometimes. And this particular Batman won't stand up. Go on, stand up. Or fall over. Go on, give everyone a laugh. I don't mind. He can take it. He's Batman. But this is a little height comparison. So they're more or less standing right beside each other in line. No bases involved. And that's how tall Batman is. Let me just go ahead and... Oh, yep, he wants to go again. Sugar. Oh, he's not going to do it. His ankles are just not what they used to be, man. He just won't stand up. Anyway, before he started... Oh, piss monkeys. Yeah. Whoa! One Batman figure that's not going to keep falling over and is very sturdy without a base because he's just basically a big brick is this Arkham Knight Batman. He's going to stand there and we can even give him a cheeky little, poke. He's not going to fall over. We won't push it. But yeah, there you go. There's a height comparison between those two as well. Let me just get his head facing forward. There we go. But yeah, that's what the two of those guys look like together. Seems pretty accurate to me. These guys, yeah, they look pretty good together as well. Obviously, I'm thinking back to, the majority of Arkham Knight where Batman was going around the city and he was seeing visions of the Joker everywhere he went. I'm trying to remember in my head whether the Joker looked like he did in Arkham Asylum. I don't think he looked like the sick Joker. Or maybe he did, I can't remember. I have to go back and play these games again. I did have a little go on Arkham Asylum yesterday, but I was very tired from work. I don't know if it's just this particular figure, but be very careful changing over the hands or positioning the hand, especially when it comes to, see how you get the little the line there that lets you know that you can bend this way and that way. Earlier today I was just simply doing a little hand position tweak, just like that, nothing major, and it snapped. And the peg was left inside the hand. And that happened to me once back in the early days of collecting, and I was really upset because I thought the figure was a write-off. It was actually a Batman Begins Hot Toys figure that happened to. But now, with a bit more experience, the peg was stuck in there, clean snap right off. It was really like a clean, there was nothing to grip to get it out. So I just used the hairdryer, heated up the hand, got a pliers, dug it in there and just ripped out the bit of the wrist peg that was stuck in there. Now, because they gave us 2 spare wrist pegs, no problem at all. I just have to make sure I don't break these ones. However, I do have, over the years, I've built up quite the collection of wrist pegs, different colours, different shapes, sizes, so I should be all good. But do be careful positioning your hands with these wrist pegs because they are quite weak and fragile and may very well break. Don't go, wetting your knickers or messing yourself. It's not that much of an issue. Maybe I'm just super strong. I am quite a bit of a Batman myself, really. I do a night shift job. I keep Feltham free of scum. I patrol the night. But I don't think I'm the strongest guy in the world. But I did manage to break one of these with ease. And here he is in front of that awesome backdrop they gave us. Now, it's not as wide as I would like it to be. I wish it was, wide enough so that I could take a, what should we call it, a landscape. Its portrait is when it's like that, and landscape is when it's like this. So I wish it was wide enough to at least do some landscape photography. But, it is what it is. I know people don't like the fact that this doesn't really fit in a Detolf cabinet. I don't have a Detolf. I don't like Detolf, so it's not a problem for me. But it is a beautiful scene they've gone with. That's the gates when the intro cutscene to the game with the Batmobile carrying Batman and the Joker into the asylum. And we get this very gothic-y, moody shot. But the cardboard is much improved over the first few that we got. Back with, I'm thinking, Rogue One Vader. His one was very flimsy. but gradually, with each release, they've been getting better and better. So, not the widest backdrop in the world, but certainly a nice little addition. Let me just zoom in here. See? Just really cool. Great for photography, but you just have to kind of get really close to it, or shoot it in portrait mode. But I am very glad to have this, and I've got the Arkham Asylum, no, not the Arkham Asylum, the Arkham Knight version here. The Arkham Knight himself / Red Hood, I think he came with one as well, actually. So I might try and get that off Craig Gant on Facebook, because I know he does some great little part outs where you can get hold of some bits and pieces. See if I can get these really close together. So yeah, you could have displayed like this, you could have the Joker in front of the gates of Arkham. And let's go with the Arkham City Batman, because I definitely prefer this suit. Just have them standing there together like that. Oh, go on, Hot Toys, make Catwoman and Harley. And Poison Ivy. Ooh, how could I forget about her? Poison Ivy in the Arkham games always looks awesome. Can't decide between the Arkham City version of her or the Arkham Knight version of Poison Ivy. Both really good. I'd probably go for the Arkham City version myself. Yeah, I like the backdrops. No complaints there. They look pretty cool. Just wanted to get a little shot of Heath and Mark Hamill's Joker together, and a bit of a height comparison there for you. I mean, Heath's a little bit hunched, because I always have him a little bit like that, because he was in the movie. He had a very specific kind of posture. And it's really interesting. It's pretty much viral now, so everyone's seen it, but there's a video of Tom Waits being interviewed back in the day on a TV show, smoking a hell of a lot. And you can see where the voice and the kind of mannerisms came from with the Heath Ledger Joker performance. Obviously there's hints of everyone in there, Sid Vicious and a whole bunch of other influences, but Tom Waits seems to be the predominant force lurking in his mind at the time. So yeah, there's Mark Hamill and Heath together. I want to make this review look as interesting as possible for you, so I'm going to change the background. I don't want to keep it the same the whole way through the video. And as I was putting their boxes out of the way just on the shelf temporarily, I noticed the nice kind of uniform design here. I like that. That's really nice. So the side view of the boxes, that's how they look together. Very cool. I wonder what the Arkham Knight one looks like. I'll have to check. But what I'm going to do now is get the interrogation room background and use that. Keep it interesting. Okay, so we just got to set this up properly. It's got the nice little Velcro sections there holding it all together. I love this, man. This came with the DX11 Joker, this one here. Also came with the table. And where's the chair? There it is, over here. Go ahead and... oh wait, there's the Joker's base as well. I haven't actually used that yet. See, now the Joker has this kind of base. The Arkham Knight... where is he? Where's the base? Well, anyway... what I was going to say... oh, there it is. Yeah, it's a hell of a mess in here, guys. I know, it's very messy. And that's what the Arkham Knight one looks like. The Arkham... wow. Piss monkeys, where is it? Seriously. Alright, anyway, blah, blah, blah. So, let's just see if this Mark Hamill Joker can sit in the chair. We know that this one can. He can sit in the chair all day long and be absolutely fine. But because of how tight-fitting this guy's outfit is, I'm not too sure how easy it's going to be to get him to sit down in this chair, but we're about to find out. So you go ahead and put the kettle on, come back. Okay, moment of truth. Can he sit in the chair? Oh, yes he can. And he looks awesome sitting in the chair, and you could leave him like this as long as you want, because there's nothing going to get any damage here. I mean, if that outfit is going to stain the body, it's not like you're ever going to see it. So this is a potential permanent pose for you. If you want it to be a little bit different, instead of having your Joker standing there pointing his gun at you or whatever the hell you're going to do, go ahead and put the Joker sitting in a chair. And if you have this backdrop or anything similar, you're good to go. And you know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking. Let me just go ahead and grab this SOAB. There he is. Oh yeah. Let's just move you forward a little bit, Mr. J. But Mr. B, man, right there behind you. Dark Knight styly. Let's just get him leaning in. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. You like that, huh? Yeah, you do. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, it just looks absolutely awesome like that. I think, well, I always say this, I'm like, I think I'm going to permanently display him like that, but it never ends up happening because things change every day. But, God, Batman looks amazing as well. They just complement each other so well. I think that's the best point I could make right now. They just complement each other so well. I mean, the Joker is amazing by himself, and this Batman figure is very good looking by himself. A bit frustrating at times because you can never get the arms flat down by his sides because of the bulk and the rubbery suit. But having him stand there behind a sitted down Joker just looks friggin' cool. I mean, it almost looks better than I remember the Christian Bale Batman figure looking standing behind Heath Ledger. Well, that's probably a bit of a major statement to make there, but I don't know. It just looks really nice having these two positioned like this. Now, one thing I want to mention before I forget, the ankle situation is a bit hideous. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, he does... Well, I thought that was a sock, but it's not. That's just that kind of foamy thing they have to separate the shoe from the actual leg. See what looks like a bit of a black sock? It's not. It's just what you get usually on these kind of ankle peg systems. I think this Batman actually has the exact same thing. One of these little black foamy things to kind of just keep everything going the way it's meant to go. But I don't think it would be that hard for you to, fashion yourself some kind of sock for the Joker there. You might want to get yourself some, I don't know how you'd do it, but I guess you'd want it to be maybe purple or green, or even the same color as his sort of orangey yellow shirt. But you could, if you really wanted to display him permanently sitting down like this, you'd have to do something about those ankles, because that is kind of hideous. But that's the only thing I got to complain about there. That looks absolutely amazing. I don't want to stop filming it. It's just epic. I mean, just look at the defiance in the Joker. I mean, he may be handcuffed and he may be in an interrogation room with Batman behind him about to beat his ass. But look at this look on his face, the way the fists are clenched. He's very defiant. I love it. Alright, we better move on. Even though I don't want to, because it looks amazing. Okay, well, I'm going to get this part over with as quickly as possible because I've said it before, but the most boring part of any review for me is the part where you deal with the accessories. Even though sometimes they're really interesting to look at, I just don't find it very interesting to watch. So we'll get through it quickly. This is a very nicely detailed thingy injector thing gun. I think it injects these little, what was it called? Was it venom or poison? I don't know. Whatever it was that made him all, wow. Do you know what? I just thought, what if they did the version of him at the end of the game where he's all juiced up? That would be insane. Man, yeah, that's not going to happen. But if it did, I would be all over it. Like flies on doo-doo. Yeah, nicely detailed, lovely colours, very sharp and clean paintwork, not a trick missed. It even looks like there's some kind of liquid in there. See? The green liquid, how they've made it look kind of like there's bubbles in there or something. Really, really well done. So I do really like that. I haven't posed him with this yet, but that needs to happen at some point. If I don't do any poses in particular in this video, actually... that's not meant to be here. Sorry, my bad. That was originally in his hand because it comes with Batman, and I guess it fell out of his hand when I was posing him. So we'll just disregard that. Here is the Joker's awesome gun. This thing is very foreboding. Is that the word? Yeah. Intimidating. It's got a big ass barrel there. You can only imagine the size of the bullet that's going to come out of this thing. Really, really nice. But yeah. It's kind of a plain gun. I mean, it's a bulky, beastly gun, but it hasn't got that much detail on it, not compared to some of the other guns out there, like I'm thinking Harley Quinn. Let me go ahead and get up. I'm talking, of course, about this gun here. If I can get that camera to focus. There you go. See the detail and the amount of stuff that's going on that gun there? Yeah, we're not dealing with that kind of thing here. But yeah, accessories, that's what we're doing. And you get 3 little cartridges for that venomy, poisony stuff. I forget the actual name. Here's his crazy glasses that he wears when you're playing him in the game and you switch to the vision mode for the Joker. It does warn you not to leave this on his face for too long because it could stain. so I won't be messing with them at all. Bye. This is really cute. You get the little chattering teeth with the feet. I remember Arkham Asylum walking around trying to find all of these and throwing my batarangs and trying to get everything. I did 100% that game in the end. All the Riddler stuff, everything. It's very cool. But that's a nice little accessory. It doesn't seem like anything moves on there. Or maybe not. Maybe? Does that come out? Felt like it did for a minute. Well, someone might prove me wrong. It does seem... Oh, they do move. The teeth... I don't think they're supposed to move. I think that's just a bit of give from the kind of rubbery plastic. But yeah, very nice. And you get your hands, your usual hands. You got one there for holding stuff. Kind of an open hand. You could use that for various different poses. And he's got his 2 clenched fists and the handcuffs. So there's all his accessories. Get that out of the way and over and done with. Moving on. What's that you say? You want to see the instruction manual? Fine. Then allow me to accommodate thee. And you can go ahead, pause that, do some reading. Go ahead and pause that, do some reading. And let's just open it up. Oh, here we go. That's just telling you how the handcuffs operate. Go ahead and pause that, have a look. And there's your just general cautions. Don't rub or wipe the body with thinner, benzene, alcohol, or any corrosive materials which could damage the body. No SHI blah blah blah, Sherlock. Don't excessively bend the elbows or knees, otherwise the figure may get damaged. He does have a double bend in the elbows and the knees, I think, so he has great articulation. But they're telling you to be very careful there, so I guess take it slow. But he can do a hell of a lot. Don't get the figure in touch with sharp objects, fire or heat, to avoid material damage. Well, again, no SHI blah blah blah, Sherlock. Do not expose the figure to direct sunlight for extended amount of time, otherwise the figure may get damaged. Well, that's why the True Light review is only about 5 minutes long. And there's your instruction manual. Pah! Alright, let's get the table involved. There's a fair bit of junk on here at the moment. There's Jack Nicholson Joker's hat. Because of the style of the Mark Hamill Joker's hair, I don't think we're going to get that to sit on there properly. But, ooh, wow. If it did, it doesn't, but if it did, you can almost see that, the Killing Joke kind of look. That's really cool. Damn. It's a damn shame that don't fit. Because I would be rocking that hat. Here is your best friend for removing wrist pegs. This is the best way to do it. You know, don't do it with your teeth, because one of these days you're going to lose teeth. I almost did once. I really got scared. I thought, damn it, I almost lost a tooth. This is what you want for removing wrist pegs. There is the M16 that I had, the Jared Leto Joker, who is currently incapacitated up there. He was holding that. Here's the lamp from the table. And oh, here's some more Jared Leto Joker jewelry and watches and stuff. That was when I was changing over his look, because he has been rocked recently without the purple coat. But I was doing a group photo with this new Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker, the Jack Nicholson Joker, and the Jared Leto Joker, all in one big scene together. And you had to put the purple coat back on this guy in order to do that and have it look right. So yeah, that's why. That's that way. So here's the table. Let me just change up the pose. We'll get him resting his arms on the table here, and we'll change it up a little bit. Well, I got it looking pretty good. I mean, I can take some cool photographs like this, but I've, as usual, had to do a little bit of trickery to get it to do what I need it to do. See, without the aid of these crappy old bases here, his legs are kind of too high up. No matter what I do, they kind of make the table lift up. So I had to kind of jig things around a little bit in order to get him looking kind of natural, at least from this kind of angle at the table. Funny thing about these handcuffs is, I mean, they're so big, you'd easily just take your hand out of there. You wouldn't need to have a lockpick or anything. It's kind of interesting, but again, exaggerated because it's a video game. And again, Batman looks amazing. So yeah, there you go. There's the Joker sitting at the table, but it needs a little bit of work. But it looks cool from about there. Okay, so we'll just get one last look at him at the table before we try something else. Not sure how much footage I've shot so far, but it feels like we'd be around the half-hour point around now, so I don't want to make it too much longer. There's not much else to say, really. It's all mostly positives with this guy. Only tiny little niggles, stuff like, could have done with some purple or different colour socks, something, just to cover up the hideousness of those ankles, but they are very good for posing. You get all kinds of leg articulation out of those, and all kinds of different stances. So, trade-off. What are you going to do? He does look awesome sitting at that table. Really, really cool. A very lifelike, even though it's a video game representation, very lifelike piece. Just looks haunting and everything the Joker should be. It really is one of the definitive versions. I mean, what can you say? It really is. If you're a Joker fan, it's essential. It's necessary. Okay, well, here's the Joker with my most recent kind of kit-bashed Harley Quinn. And to find out all the details on what parts I've used, just go ahead and go back and watch the video on her on the channel. I really love that look. And she's just, providing a little bit of support for the Joker in there. Just someone by his side while he waits for Batman to... I don't know why she would be in there. She wouldn't be in there. She wouldn't be allowed to be in there. But just for the purposes of looking cool, I've put her in there with him. But she looks so good. So does he. They both look good together. Please, Hot Toys, make Harley Quinn from the games. But first, make Catwoman, because I like her more. Okay, their bases are more or less the exact same height. Fractional difference. But the Arkham Asylum Joker is way taller than the Jared Leto one. At least the tuxedo version. Got him in the position he's in. His legs are a little bit apart, but, there's still a hell of a height difference here. Which is good. It's nice. It's nice to have a bit of a difference when it comes to that stuff. So, Mark Hamill's Joker in the Arkham games was quite skinny and lanky, which is nice and different to some of the other ones I have, but that's how they look together. Pretty sweet. And there's a Jack Nicholson Joker from the 1989 Batman film, a classic figure from a classic film, still stands the test of time, still looks absolutely awesome. There is also a mime version of the Joker, Jack Nicholson wise. There is 2 in total. I just went for this first version, the DX. And Stephen Morris on Facebook, a great little customizer, he actually sent me an alternative head, which was, I guess we called it the Boo face, which is not to be confused with this Boo face up here, a different Boo face altogether. This was the original Boo. But yeah, just a little shout out to Stefan. I hope I'm saying that right. Stephen. Some people say Stevens. I heard someone say Stefan, so I'll just say Stefan now. But Mr. Morris, he great little customizer, does repaint, stuff like that. Check him out on Facebook. But yeah, he sent me a beret that he made so that you could have the look from the, was it like a museum, restaurant place, where he went and harassed Vicky Vale and did that funny dance to the Prince music. But anyway, there's your height comparison. That's how they look. Not that much in it between these two. So would that mean that the Jack Nicholson Joker is taller than this guy? I'm not sure. Whoa! Okay, there you go. Yeah, well, they look kind of the same height now. I don't know what's going on anymore. That's just... Yeah, there you go. More or less the same. Can we squeeze in Heath somehow? Where is he? Heath? Dude? Oh, there he is. Come here, you. Yeah, it's going to be a tight squeeze. Just going to get him to stand there and just balance a little bit. There you go. So there you go. There's all of them together standing pretty much straight up. Wow. Heath Ledger just looks really cool. He's looking at the new Joker as if to say, well, the new kid on the block, basically. He's going to have to give him a bit of a hard time. That looks pretty sweet. Check out the video if you haven't done already. There was a video that went up before this review with these guys all together posed up in this interrogation room. Heath was sitting in the chair and these guys were all surrounding him. It was a really epic look. So go ahead and check that out. But that's them all together. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up the review in the next couple of minutes. I'll just show you though, because there's so much more stuff I wanted to do, but I don't want this review to be like an hour and a half long. So I'll probably save a lot of this stuff I was planning to do for some kind of showcase video, which I will do very soon. I had all these, had the idea of maybe putting the Mark Hamill Joker in this straight jacket here to see what that would look like, but I don't know. I might just, yeah, I think because he's as skinny as he is and this is quite baggy, you wouldn't have to take any of this off. You could literally just put this over it and do it all up and have him looking like he's in a straight jacket sitting in the interrogation room. So look forward to seeing that in the near future, and we'll do that pretty soon. What other bits and pieces did we have? That was the Arkham Knight accessories, just for the, what was it? I think the mouth plate I wanted, where he looks a bit more aggressive, but I don't think that's actually in there. Here's all the 89 Joker accessories. Haven't seen them in a while. Here's the atrocious looking shorts that the Jared Leto Joker was wearing. Oh, and here is the custom beret and the little scarf that, like I was saying, Stephen Morris made and sent to me. Great little customizer. Check him out on Facebook. And the, what's this? Which one's this? I'll be able to tell by the mouth plate there. I think this is more Arkham Knight stuff. Maybe that's Arkham City. I don't know. And DX11 Joker goodies. There's his machine gun, there's all his different hands, some knives, and a screwdriver. Yeah, he didn't come with a screwdriver, but I thought he needed one, so I gave him one. There's his potato peeler. I can't believe he murked people with a potato peeler, that's hilarious. And here is, why am I showing you this? Anyway, oh, here is the laughing head from the DX11 Joker. I should incorporate that into the showcase video as well. There's also a custom head sculpt which I did myself. I have done a showcase video on this. It hasn't really, it's not very good. This is the first time I ever tried to do something like this. I tried to put real hair on the, this was actually the cop Joker from the scene where he shoots Gordon. So it was a clean sort of just Heath Ledger's face, no white makeup, no black makeup, and it was just slick back sculpted dark hair. So this was my first attempt at doing a haired Joker many years ago now. It's not too bad. I mean, it's been all flattened down because it's in the bag, and the hair is a bit shorter than I should have done it. I think I got a bit carried away when I was cutting the hair. It's not too bad. Not too bad. It's a very dirty looking makeup Joker. I mean, this is really nasty looking, but it is actually a Hot Toys head sculpt. There is a showcase video on that on the channel. You'd have to dig pretty deep because that was years ago, but yeah, there's Harley's accessories in case I was gonna, again, why am I showing you this? I don't know. Tool! I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys have enjoyed the review. I would give this guy a 9, a solid 9 out of 10. I can't really think why I'm docking a point and giving him the full score, to be honest. I mean, you know, the ankle's a little bit hideous, but that's easily solved. Like that. There you go, problem solved. And the fact that I so easily broke a wrist peg, a bit worrying, but, you know, again, it's just one of them things. It happens. Most of you won't, you know, you won't run into that problem if you're careful. But let me just take Heath away here because I don't want him to fall. We've already had a couple of those this review. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I can't recommend this piece enough. Let there be no doubt in your mind. Pay no attention to the Muppets out there saying, oh, I'm going to wait for another version. Why? It's amazing. Yeah, great stuff. Absolutely awesome. Wait, stick around for the showcase video. I'm going to bring you lots of poses, getting posed up with lots of other characters just for fun. Should be good. But I hope you've enjoyed the videos on this guy so far. This was the full in-depth review. If I've forgotten to cover anything, or if there's anything else you want to know or see, let me know in the comments below. I'll go ahead and bring that to you soon. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed all the videos. The room is a mess. If you saw the True Light review on this Joker, you'll see the bit where I went into the new collection room that's being all decorated at the moment. It's a lot bigger than this one, so everything's going to be way more spread out and have a lot more room to appreciate it. So look forward to that in the coming weeks. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you real soon. Take it easy. Bye bye.